impact how volunteering is in India as an example in the world. We'll have Helena talking about her experience.
Hi everyone. My name is Helena Lucas. I am a cybersecurity and forensic student at Edinburgh Napier University. Not quite sure why it cut off there. But I am also a TEDx organizer, a Model United Nations organizer, and a University Society organizer. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I have found ways to help the communities that I have been lucky to be a part of in various ways. So I haven't done very much traditional volunteering whatsoever. Whenever I was in gymnasium or middle school, I did the whole Vosh thing, you know, going around Krakow and giving people stickers and collecting money for a really good cause. However, apart from that, I don't think I ever really got the opportunity, especially as a teenager, to do, you know, anything for a charity or anything like that. However, I did get involved in various projects and spent a lot of my time trying to create value for lots of different people. So the first time I remember this happening was when I was in Szkoła Podstawowa nr 72 w Krakowie, my primary school. And my art teacher told us about how she was volunteering at a dog shelter and how there was this poor little dog there that couldn't get adopted. And me and my friends took this to heart, and we really wanted to go and volunteer at this dog shelter. But as 12-year-old children, you're not really allowed to take on that level of responsibility. So what we did was we went to our art teacher and asked if she would print out some leaflets for us. And we went to the local park to try and get people to adopt this dog. Now, it didn't work. However, I think it was one of those, an example of something where I really wanted to do something, and I really wanted to help. And I found my own way to do it without going through some kind of organized thing. So, fast forward, and I'm about 16 years old. Now, I have been incredibly privileged to grow up in a household where my dad, Richard, is a TEDx organizer. So, organizing a TEDx conference wasn't exactly a foreign subject to me. And I was incredibly lucky to meet some people who also wanted to do that. And we together went in and organized TEDx Youth at Podgórze. I think this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. You can probably see the talks on YouTube if you like. And this was kind of the first time I ever met people that were really interested in kind of getting our community together, doing positive things. But you know, we were just a bunch of kids, and all we were really trying to do is just to learn some stuff and do something cool. And I know there's actually some people here in the audience that are going to try and organize their first TEDx Youth event. Please, do you guys want to put your hands up? I can't see where you are. Go and talk to these guys. It's really amazing what they're doing. And by the way, we're looking for sponsors, but I'm sure they'll tell you about that later. After we managed to successfully organize TEDx Youth at Podgórze, we decided to branch off into a different direction. And I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Model United Nations. They're kind of simulated United Nations debates. And me and my friends, we had attended various events like this. And we thought, well, it would be great if we had one of these in Krakow. So instead of kind of trying to find people to do it, we just went in and decided we were going to do it. It was insane. We had a lot of hiccups along the way. However, in the end, we did actually pull off doing a conference. And you know, we were 18, 17 at the time. And I just think, from today's perspective, you know, I'm 22 right now. If I think about pulling that off right now, it just seems insane. But we actually did manage. And with little amounts of effort and a lot of willpower, you are actually able to create these fantastic opportunities and bring students from all over Poland and Israel and Germany all to Krakow just to have some fun and pretend they're the United Nations. That was great. So I moved to Scotland for university. whenever I came to my uni, to first year, I was sure that I was going to party a lot, I was going to meet a lot of people, but I also wanted to get involved in a TEDx. However, to my dismay, there was no TEDx at my university, and I really wanted to volunteer. So instead of giving up, I went to our university's incubator. I went to the person that was in charge of my course, and I said, I'd really like to do this. Can anybody help me? And after a few months of poking around, I did actually manage to find a team, find a bunch of wonderful volunteers, and we did manage to pull off a TEDx in the end. And I know this just sounds like I'm bragging and I'm just telling you more and more cool things that I've been lucky to be involved in, but my point is that even if there isn't an opportunity that you want to follow in front of you, you can still create these things just out of like the blue. You can just go and do whatever you want. And I think it's a really, really cool way to spend your free time. So one other thing that I have been incredibly lucky to be involved in is our university society. So I'm part of NUSEC, which is the Edinburgh Napier University Security Society. And now university societies, I'm not sure how popular they are in Poland. I think they're called kołankowe for those that speak Polish. However, in our universities in Scotland, you will have interest groups. So we've got like a Harry Potter society in Scotland, so we've got a whiskey society. But we wanted to try and organise a cybersecurity society as well. And although this isn't like a typical volunteer opportunity, we did put hours and hours of work and effort and tears and blood into creating these wonderful opportunities for the students that are in the years below us and the years above us. And although it isn't technically volunteering, because it's not technically a charity, it is putting a lot of effort into a community that you believe in, and I think overall making the world a better place. So I think I'm running out of time right now, but my message is, I just want everybody to feel inspired and most importantly empowered to create opportunities that you want to make. Thanks.